What's up, guys? Welcome to Lunchtime in the Lab. If you hear the baby crying in the background, he's not happy. But the wife's looking after him. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. There on YouTube, just pulling my stuff up to start recording the podcast here. See a couple people on there. Do me a favor and give me a subscribe. Give me a like on this video. Help a brother out. We've got 183 subscribers, so that's pretty neat. Been trying to 184 now. I refreshed it. Trying to hit 200 though, so that'd be pretty cool if we can get there here pretty quickly. I got some good plays today though, I think. NFL was pretty average yesterday. Had some losses, but I have so many tabs open. Trying to get this lady to make me another hat. I only have a gray in it, but it fits pretty good. So I was going to get like a white and a black one, I think, so it doesn't look like I'm wearing the same hat all the time. Tomorrow is going to be Twitter Tuesday. There's Tuesdays and Thursdays maybe. So if you're coming from Twitter, I'm going to stream directly there, just trying to get more eyes on the show, get like more people interested in looking. And then obviously with it not being available on every other day, it'll have them, looking, I guess, in another, hopefully in another spot to, start coming over to YouTube and stuff. Okay, here we go. Here we go. If you guys are coming off Twitter too, that'd be fantastic if you guys would like retweet that post for me. One day, like talking about putting like I got my logo on a hat, like this lady off Etsy is making it for me. Like I'd love one day to have like a Lunchtime in the Lab hat. In fact, I should send her that logo and see if she can make me one of those. I should do that. I don't know, because it's like embroidered. I have a feeling like she might struggle with it. I might have to give that a shot. That'd be kind of cool though. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Thinking out loud here. Let's get her started. Let me switch this around actually real quick. There you go. Like that better. Welcome to Lunchtime in the Lab, your number one gambling podcast for quick picks. Now live on YouTube, brought to you by Pony Up. If you're not following me on Twitter, I have certainly tweeted about this, talked about it on the podcast, and YouTube here. I have a description at the bottom of the page there in YouTube if you're watching me live or on the recorded version. Then obviously Spotify, Apple, and all those other places you can see it in there too. It is a free iOS app. You can download it for free. You wager free tokens to turn that into real prizes. Like I said, I know the owner. I know the guy that made the app. Super cool. Do me a favor, check it out. I'm trying to get some feedback. The only way I can get feedback is if you guys give it a shot and try it. Like I said, super free, super easy to use. Give it a download off of one of those links if you would, please, so I get credit. That'd be great. Today's Monday, January 22nd. Before we hop into today's plays, as always, let's take a look and see what we did yesterday. We had ourselves a losing day, 1-2 day though, so not terrible. Luckily, we stayed away from that dreaded 0-3. Baker Mayfield crushed his line at 260, closing like the 265s or so, and I said, hey, take it wherever it lands. We ended up with 349 yards. The Lions continue to be a team that's just getting gashed through the air. Nailed that bet. Next two plays, unfortunately, in the next game did not go as well. Mahomes over 27.5 yards. Ended at 19. He had a 24-yard rush, and it's like, we're almost there. And then he had a couple, scrambles that turned into, losses or whatever late in the game. We just didn't really need that, that missed field goal at the end. I mean, we really could have had a shot there to get our yardage in. We could have had a shot to get our rush yards in, as he would have had that last second drive to kind of go down and, potentially having a game-winning drive. But they missed that field goal, and that killed props. We would have had a bunch more pass yards, could have had his rush yards, but we move on after having a pretty average NFL day. Back into the NBA here with 3 plays. The first play here is going to be Wendell Carter Jr., I guess I should say, right? over 18.5 points plus rebounds. He's slowly seeing a minute increase since coming back from whatever sort of injury that he had. But his minutes have been increasing. The last 4 games, he had 18, 24, 26, and 34 minutes. So every single game here, he went up 6, went up 2, went up 8. That 34-minute game, he started for the first time in a long time, and he's projected to start again today, just based off of some reports. And there's some injuries and everything too, which could see him playing more minutes than what's expected. With him back in the starting lineup, I simply think this number is too low, and I don't think the books have properly adjusted to it. In his last 4 games, he's over this number very easily. 26 points plus rebounds combined, 36, 23, and 20. Obviously clearing it very easily in all of those games. The matchup that we have against the Cavs is maybe a little scary because of Allen, but they're pretty middle of the pack in terms of points given up to centers and rebounds given up to centers in the league. Obviously, like I said, he's going up against Allen, who has been just a monster on the boards. God, this cough. But if you look at his history against Carter, he's done really well against them with 17 and 12 for 29, 12 and 8 for 20, 19 and 11 for 30. So he's over this in 3 straight games against Jarrett Allen. And it's just a really good spot here, like I said, where the books I don't think adjusted. And we have a tight line of like a 2-point spread. So unfortunately, like knock on wood and any other things that we can do here to prevent a potential blowout here in the NBA that it seems like happens just all too often. If we have a tight game here, he's gonna should be getting plenty of minutes, and we should see ourselves, go over this number pretty easily, at least hopefully. The next play here, I feel like there was something else I was about to say, and I can't remember what it was about him. The next play here is going to be Naz Reid over 13.5 points. He just had 23 points on the same team back in December, the Hornets. They allow the most points to centers in the league. Gobert obviously is going to be the starter. His line is 14.5, so it's only 1 point higher than the guy off the bench, which I think is kind of telling. Gobert can be kind of hot and cold. There's sometimes where he scores a lot, and there's other times where he's in foul trouble where he doesn't play very often. With this 14.5 point line, I feel like we could be, no, not 14.5 in Gobert's line. I mean 14.5 like spread. We could be in early blowout trouble, which is going to lead to Gobert playing less minutes and Naz Reid and the bench playing more minutes. Gobert is on, the whole team's on 2 days of rest, but, obviously Gobert here too. In his last 4 games, he's played 36, 37, 38, and 33 minutes. So Gobert's been playing a ton. This could be a really good chance to get the big guy some rest. And Naz is over this number in 6 of his last 10 and 2 straight, with 18 and 20 in those 2 straight games that he's over. And those are games where he had an increase of minutes. He played at least 23 minutes in both of those games. With 23 plus minutes at home, he's over this in 9 of his last 10 games, and 4 of those overs have been 20 plus minutes. So this may be a situation where we are in fact rooting for a little bit of a blowout, a little bit of a Wolves domination, and we see our boy Naz playing a lot more minutes or just playing strong off the bench. If he's playing hot and he's crashing the paint and he's scoring pretty handedly, then we may see Gobert potentially play less minutes because Reed's got it under control, and we save him for a future game and give him some fresher legs. Boy, would this be fantastic if Gobert was announced to be questionable or out or something like that. This number would skyrocket. So Naz Reid over 13.5 points. Love it. If it ends up 14.5 or 15, I'm cool with it. I don't know where it falls. Right before this podcast here, 13.5 was very available. And then very lastly, it's going to be Sabonis over 21.5 rebounds and assists. Atlanta gives up the 9th most rebounds in the league to centers, but here recently in the last 15, they're allowing the 5th most rebounds and the 8th most assists to centers. And Sabonis is over this number in 7 of his last 8 home games with a win, including 4 straight. Those 4, 26, 35, 23, and 25. So you can see he's going over this number pretty easily. Now we're getting a little weird with this one, like when he stands on one leg and jumps up and down and it's a full moon or whatever. So we kind of, it's certainly a little bit of situational, but He's also over this in 4 of his last 5 wins, regardless of it being away or home. We have a spread of -8 in the Kings' favor. So the books are thinking that we're going to have a Kings win today. So I feel comfortable looking at this line here to see, how he performs in a win, as, his performance of offensive, defensive rebounds, and obviously dishing the rock is going to, coincide with his wins or whatever. We also don't have Trae Young on the other side, which is going to, I hope it's not a blowout. Hopefully it's close enough. But without Trae, obviously they're going to have some offensive production, I guess you can say. He's been so up and down. You just don't know about him. But we should have some good offensive or some lacking offensive production from the Hawks here. And the Kings have also lost 4 straight games. So they're going to be looking to snap that streak today. So a lot of, good things pointing in the direction of, Sabonis getting the win with the Kings here. His triple-double is also set to plus 150 on some books, which I feel like is a pretty low number for such a... I mean, it's not like a big feat anymore. You see like Jokic and Giannis doing this pretty often, but plus 150 for a guy like Sabonis that doesn't get it like all the time, not like a Jokic at home type thing, but is pretty low. And obviously with the triple-double, that's going to mean at least 20 rebounds and assists combined, 20 RA. So it's just a good look. It's a pretty good matchup in terms of more recent, production. I didn't look at what his... I got a little time here. Give me just a second of dead air here and see if I can pull up Sabonis versus Capella. And it's actually not fantastic, so we won't include that. But if we're looking at what the wins were, there's too many. He's played plenty of times where he's gone over and he hasn't gone over. So we'll just kind of have to look and see here. I would say that honestly, Capella does seem to kind of dominate this matchup now that I look at it. But it's still one that I like though, when we're comparing the wins, and his performance in a win, and all that jazz there. So to recap here, pull my screen back up. I lost. This is about the length that I want the podcast to be. So I feel like we did a pretty good job here. To recap, on January 22nd on Lunchtime in the Lab here, I have 3 NBA plays. We have Wendell Carter over 18.5 PR points plus rebounds. We have Naz Reid over 13.5 points. That's actually plus money in some books, so that's a pretty solid number there, I think. And then Domantas Sabonis over 21.5 rebounds and assists. As always, I am your host, Jort. Lunchtime in the Lab, brought to you every day. Thanks for listening. Be sure to follow me on all social medias at Live Joe Betts, or if you pull down that that description on YouTube, or you check it out wherever you're listening, I have a plethora of links to check out the Beer Money Picks, the Pony Up app, my different social medias that you can go check out and follow. All of those things are beneficial, obviously, here. And I will see you guys back tomorrow with hopefully a pretty nice recap. We're shooting for 3-0. Let's hopefully go positive. And if not, we will be back here, shoot or shoot. We're going to be back here every day. Continue to get after it here. I will see you guys back tomorrow on Tuesday the 23rd, obviously. And we'll continue to get into some NBA and see what we can do with it. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to get into YouTube here, see what's going on. And I will see you guys back tomorrow. That was short and sweet, though. But I'm hungry, to be honest. I haven't eaten anything yet today. All right, YouTube. Not many people in here right now, but that is A-okay. It's a Monday morning. I know on the weekends we're going to have a lot more action, so that is always going to be okay. If you guys don't have or need anything from me, I am going to hop out of here and think about getting some lunch, get this podcast posted, and finish posting some plays. And, yeah, I'm going to do that. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys back tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed yet and you're watching either live or, once again, like the recorded version when I post it, do me a favor and subscribe. Do me a favor and like this video. And, continue to help me out and let's keep this show on the road. I'll see you guys tomorrow.